Hello, today I want to show you how I make my ink swatches. You need 3 cups of water, 1 for cleaning, 1 for clean water and 1 for dirty water. 2 for clean water because I need some clean water to put on these swatches later, so I don't really want any contamination there. So yes. You need a brush to put some water on there. At least I prefer using a brush. You need a syringe for cleaning your nib, because just swirling it in water won't just always clean it. Sometimes pouring some cleaner water over there will help a bit more. Obviously you use the syringe as well for putting ink on these ones. We put water down. You need obviously your ink swatches, some easily cleanable tip, but to be honest, you can just write the names down with a black fineliner or whatever, but I really like writing down the name of the nib with the ink itself, and not the ink of the nib, the name of the ink with the ink itself. Yeah, I really like these Swearingen swatch cards, I really love them, and you need some surface where you can put them onto, and you need this, just some normal painter's tape, which you just tear into 4 pieces so you can glue it onto the surface. The reason I do this, because if I put water on here or just ink, they will start to bend a bit, as you can see here. Here if you look at the shadow and how it moves, and I really don't like it, so I glue it on that it doesn't get too bad, so it stays in a tolerable range. So let's start, and I'm using Sailor Zora. I think it was kind of Shikiori ink. No, it's actually a Yurameko ink. Then I actually write it down. For Shikiori I don't write it down because it's plain ink in my opinion, really pretty plain ink, but it doesn't have these really cool effects that Sailor Manjo and Yurameko have sometimes. So shake your ink if you didn't use it for a while like me. It has been sitting in my drawer for quite a while. I think a few months. And yeah, now it gets the time. It's time to shine, to get put on the paper. What I do first, I take my my nib. First I clean it off because I will use it. This always takes a while. You don't need to do it perfectly, but I really don't want any risk of having any residue ink left on it. Yeah, afterwards you try it with a tissue. You don't have to try it, but as you see, sometimes some residue ink will still be picked up if you try it. Yeah. Next part is, before I do anything special with the ink, I'll write the names down. It's always a bit annoying doing this part because the ink will not always stick depending on the ink or the nib. And then brush some hair from my cat off here and some dust particles, and then I write down the name of the ink with the ink itself. Huh? Now I need to look up again how you spell Yurameko, because it isn't written down here, sadly. Yurameko, okay. 4 syllables. Yes, you always have to go back and apply more ink to it, because sometimes life is a bit annoying with these inks. Oh my god. Just, it tends to help to push down a little bit, in my opinion, so it collects a bit more ink, but it doesn't always help. So, and now the name itself, it's Itesora. Itesora. Oh no, not, oh, I messed up the Z. Itesora. Yeah, sometimes you mess up some letter, but I want to another. I want to win a new card because of this. It's still readable. Ah, there's ink. It won't come out here. Genau, now down here. Well, this is a way nicer looking Z compared to this. Don't mind me, I redo this one. This Z, I really hate it. Don't mind what I said. I have to redo this one. So this is why you should always be careful, so you don't have to waste cards and your time on me doing this, like me. So. This ink just doesn't want to stay on there. So now I clean the tip in water. So then I try it. Yeah, there's always some ink left on here that it doesn't matter, but I like getting rid of it. So next you get your Q-tip. I really like the ones from the original Q-tip brand. And then you let it soak in here for a while. You don't need to do this for a long time, but it can't be too much. Then you get it carefully out here. Do not put any ink on the tube itself, because you want the ink to be put on the paper. Yeah, and then you start on the top of your swatch card. I always turn it a bit so to prevent what happened right there. As you can see. No, as you cannot see. There is some little stringy left from the cotton, but well, you can see it here right now, so I won't bother removing it. But I will remove this cat hair from my cat. It's always everywhere. Everybody who has animals has the same problem. The hair is anywhere and you can't escape from it. So how do I make this one? I take a lot of water and put it here onto here. How much water you want to put on there can you decide yourself, but I like it when it's so wet that the ink will be able to flow through everywhere. So then I take my syringe, clean this one too, 4. And then I will go in there, take a little bit. I once did it exactly with 2 millimeters, I had larger, not 2 millimeters, with 0.2 milliliters or whatever, and I had way larger swatch cards. Some thin format swatch cards way larger. But these days I just do it by feeling. And yeah, I want it just to be dark enough so I see the full range of it. You can also do less if you want a more flowy effect. If you can just let the ink stay on there on itself. It will dissipate a bit on itself before the water starts to soak into the paper and the surface dries out. At least so much that the ink won't flow itself anymore on the paper. And yeah, well, I like to do it this way, to just shake it. I won't glue them on the surface and then afterwards shake it, because I would shake it everywhere and then I would destroy this one as well again. It's just a thing I prefer. You can do it however you like, but for me this works. Yeah, so basically you can just let it dry now, but I will still do the 3 rows which are left here. And yeah, you can continue watching if you want to, but you don't have to. But I would be kind of interested if you write this in the comments, how long you always need to do this, because for me it takes a lot of time. Putting the ink down itself is not a problem. Yeah. It is rather the cleaning in between which takes a lot of time. Takes a lot of time. So the next is Seina Shikio. I still have to clean off my syringe. So now it's clean. So let's start it first by shaking that little tube. So those bananas sticky. Oh, nice, without having to refill once. Sometimes you have luck in your life, sometimes you have luck. Huh? Not every time. I almost butchered that E, but to me it looks still fine. I immediately clean off the ink from my pen holder nib. just do the cleaning immediately. If it just dries onto it a little bit, it's a bit harder to remove. And since you will do this probably with this 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 inks in a sitting, it would be really annoying if you messed up some cards because of this. So next I take my trustable Q-tips and let it soak again. No, I don't want the ink to be running down into the tube again on the side of it because I touched it with it. I want all the ink on here. I actually prefer it when you just let the ink sit on there from the looks of it, but yeah. But it doesn't always have the same effects, and I like my ink swatch cards to be really the same, so it makes it easier to compare them. But if you are the type of creative person who doesn't mind they don't look quite similar, you can just let it sit out on the wet water without moving the paper. Oh no. Yeah. So yeah. Two are left. And I will stop the video after this one because I don't really can show you this because of the camera. Yeah. And it's also positive of these boards or whatever, you can just use some cardboard to put it onto, is that you can throw it into some corner of your room without having to worry that they will fly around or whatever, especially because you tape them to the board. Yes, well. Next is another Uramiko ink, Kyoko. Shake it. You don't have to shake it, but I really let them sit in there for a few months, so I'd rather shake them than not. clean it again. Yeah, cleaning always takes a lot of time. Trying it again. Now getting to the exciting part. So, thank you if you were still watching. This is how I do my ink swatches, and have a nice day.